Welcome to another episode. I'm sure you can hear in the background that it is a windy day. We're not in Kansas anymore. So we left Kansas this morning around a little bit before 4 a.m. and drove 9.5 hours, and we are sitting in Tennessee right now at Old Stone Fort in Manchester, Tennessee. You're the only 10 I see. Had to throw that in there for my daughter. On our way to Florida, this is stop one of our 2-night journey to Florida. Drove through some horrendous storms, holy cow. Tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings, high winds, straight line high winds. It's still pretty windy out. It's supposed to be windy the rest of the evening until later this afternoon or evening, and then it's supposed to calm down and be okay. So I think we'll be okay. So I'll give you guys a little tour of the site. It's a pretty nice site. It's got a nice picnic table, as you can see, a barbecue grill, a fire pit. It's got this tent pad, which is a pretty sizable flat tent pad. And then you'll notice it's been, the weather's been pretty wet the last few days. So I have a little stream running out here behind the campsite, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's that time of the year where there aren't no bugs or mosquitoes, so it's no big thing. So ironically, when you see the water behind the site, the Tennessee Parks Department called me yesterday to tell me that the site that I had reserved had standing water into it. And I'll throw a picture in here of that site, of what it looks like. And they asked if they could move me, and I was like, yeah, you can move me. That would be great. But I thought that was pretty cool that they called to let me know that it was a little soggy in that site, and that, you know, to see if they could move me and stuff, which is, I don't know that you get a lot of state parks that are calling you and trying to confirm that. But before I get everything set up in the camp, what I think I want to do is just let's go for a walk. I'm gonna put my hiking boots on because it's gonna be muddy on the trails, but from what I saw online, there's a cool little walking bridge you can go over. We'll see how high the little river or creek or whatever it is here is up. And then maybe a couple waterfalls in different areas that we can go check out. A little after 3 right now. And then we'll come back and we can cook dinner after that. Not for us. Rule breakers, risk takers. No, foot traffic's allowed down here, but this bridge down here used to be how you got into the park. But I don't know, they got it taped off, so maybe you can't even do foot traffic. It says foot traffic allowed, but they got caution tape over it, so I don't know if we're gonna mess around with it too awful much. But they got caution tape, so they may not want even foot traffic on it at this point. There you can see the river. I decided to be a rebel and just walk across it. So the other trail that was on the map only loops around the park. We don't get to see any of the waterfalls. I want to see some of the waterfalls. So we're gonna take a walk down this way, see if we can see the waterfalls. All right, so this is a little bit of a hike, so I'm not gonna film the whole thing. I will pop the camera back on if I see something cool. This is a museum. Gift shop. Let's go into the gift shop and take a look around. So just boards explaining what it is. So this place was built 2,000 years ago. It was used during the summer solstice by Native Americans. Picture of what they built. Some of the waterfalls. Hopefully we'll be able to see some of those. There's that mound where they did their celebrations. I think we can see that part of it if we walk far enough. I don't know. So just a lot of information about the park, but they didn't find, so that one reading back there said they've never found evidence that people lived here. So they were thinking that it was just for ceremonies, marriage, death, season changes, etc. So I bought a couple stickers. I just like that one because it's like the old national park kind of platform. And then I can hear first waterfall down here for shizzle. I think there's more of them down here this way. We'll keep walking. We'll keep walking this trail. And then that mound area that we saw on the inside is right up here, I believe. And I want to say it has little markers along the way to explain it. So we'll go down here, look at a couple more of the falls. We'll cut up there and then maybe get a little better understanding of what this place is all about. Look at this old foundation. Oh, there's a sign over there. Let's look in it and then we'll go over and read the sign. Size of those rocks. So the foundation is the main mill. It's the pulp mill and the wrapping. Whitman's paper mill was built prior to the Civil War. Whitman, oh, wind, whoo. Let's wait for a second, see if that dies down. Whitman's paper mill was built prior to the Civil War. Whitman also built the gunpowder mill used by Confederate forces during the war. After the Civil War, Whitman left the area and the Hickersons and Wooten families obtained the property, expanding the mills into the Stone Fort Paper Company. So they think that this is the pulp mill foundation that's right here. So that's pretty cool. And those are some big stones. Bless them. Bless their little hearts for lugging those things up there. That was an unexpected find. I didn't expect to see that back in here. But I see one more little waterfalls down here, and then I think there's a bunch of steps going down towards it. I don't know about all that nonsense. Looks like you can go down closer to the water. I don't know what the attraction is of going down closer to the water, but we'll walk down them and then cut left and look at these other falls, and then looks like there's another set of stairs down here. Looks like there's more falls right down over in that direction. Need a kayak. We're down the falls, man. I don't think so. 30 years ago, I'd be all over that. Now I'm old, fragile. Oh, yeah, this is called Big Falls. There's a sign right down here. I'll show you in a minute. Wall, above wall. Right. Whoa, I don't know if you just caught that, but that branch just came out of that tree. That branch right there just came out of that tree. That'll be interesting to see if that was on video. I'm not sure I was focused in the right direction. We'll pop up and look at that field, the mound area where they did their celebrations and stuff, and see if we can see that. Get a picture or two of that. See if we see any more markers on the way back. And then head back to camp because I'm thirsty. I need a beverage. It's not looking good, this wind. This wind's not looking good for fires. I mean, it's wet enough that you're not gonna burn anything. You're not gonna catch anything on fire. There's no risk of forest fires because everything's sopping wet, but I just don't know if I wanna deal with 40-mile-an-hour winds and a fire. All right, here's the mound area, the celebration area we just walked up on. I'm sure you can't really hear anything I'm saying because of the wind, but what are you gonna do? There's a big tree that decided it did not want to be erect, so it went tumbling down the walls. So this sign says, the archaeologists find few signs of housing, food storage, or artifacts. This appears to be typical of the use of hilltop enclosures in the period and supports the conclusion that native peoples used this site for ceremony purposes at special points in the calendar. So, just a sacred area. That's pretty cool though. A little bit of history today. Boy, that wind is whipping through me. I'm going to put my hoodie back on. I don't know, when we get back to camp, we might just crawl into the truck and hang out for a bit. So this one says the Eastern Gateway. The first feature scene of Old Stone Fort is the only gateway evident in the walls on this end of the enclosure. The mound walls forming the outer perimeter of the enclosure approach each other here and swell into terminal mounds. So this is what they think is where the entry to the ceremony fields were. You can see the mound on that side wrapping around there, and then the mound over there on that side. I don't know, it's all pretty fascinating to me. And we're back to the museum gift shop, which that in itself is a pretty incredible building. Obviously built back in a time when state parks had budgets and things don't cost $1 billion. All right, I'm just gonna turn the camera off and just hightail it back to the park, across that bridge. It's a little slimy coming across it, so I don't really think you're supposed to walk across it, but if no one stops me, that's the way I'm going because it's shorter. And then, so I'll see you guys back at the campsite. Oh, all right, that was a nice hike. Back at camp. Let's get camp put together real quick. There, we plugged everything plugged in, situated, unpacked, organized, and then we'll see how the wind dies down. It's not bad right down here right now, so maybe we'll be able to get a fire going and cook some vittles on it. So, but until then, I'm gonna put my hoodie back on because the temperature has dropped off quite a bit. I'll give a temperature check at some point tonight, but when I was looking this morning before I left Kansas, it was supposed to be like a low of 33 degrees tonight. So, I mean, I got the heater fan with me. I got the 20-degree bag still, so we be warm. So since we made it back from our hike, apparently the power went out, which doesn't surprise me with the high winds. So we're without power right now, but we have 87% of our battery bank available. We use 13% in 10 hours driving, keeping the cooler done. So I'm guessing running the lights and cooler and plugging in our batteries and everything like that will be fine for the night. And hopefully it comes back on and it's plugged in, so it should kick right into charge mode. But let's get Camperoni set up here. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right, it's beverage time. All right, so emission, low carb and hoppy. There you go. This is another gluten reduced. Good balance, good flavor. It is 6 carbs, 120 calories, great taste, and it is 4.5% by volume. So we're gonna try this one out. The last one was pretty good. I liked it a lot that we had. We'll try this one, see what we think about this flavor. That's pretty good. I'm not sure it's better than the last one. It's got more of a citrusy taste to it, but it still tastes like beer. Has an aftertaste of beer. I like the Omission brand so far. So I'm guessing if the power don't come on, we're either gonna have to start the fire like right now, or we're gonna have to cook inside because I'm not gonna have lights. I mean, I could run my external light off the power bank, but I don't really wanna use all that power to run the external light. So it's not great service here, but let me see if I can do us a weather check in this locale. Olathe, Kansas, not gonna work. So it's 62 degrees, real feel of 59 degrees, and it has a 40-degree low tonight with a real feel of 34. I don't know if the hourly tells me anything about winds. Not really. Yeah, right now the winds are supposed west-southwest 22-mile-an-hour gust to 30. I don't really see anybody else doing fires, but I don't think the wind's blowing too bad, so I say we start a fire. Let's start a fire. We don't have to burn too much. We can just burn a bundle to get enough coals to cook. We're not cooking a whole lot on the fire, and then we can hop in the truck and assemble and eat easily enough. Let's get the drinking chair out. Get this fire stoked up. Feels good, actually. There we go. Another fire. Another week, another fire. And I'll tell you, that 9.5-hour drive kicked my patootie. It wore me out. This campground's busier than what I'm used to. Winter camping in Kansas, you usually have to park to yourself. Okay, I'm gonna get a garbage bag and another Ultimate IPA. It's not my favorite, but I'm gonna drink them. I'm gonna drink them like they're my favorite. I'm gonna let this burn down a little bit. I'm gonna throw a couple more pieces on it, kind of get it pushed back where that grate's gonna be. Flop that grate over, get it nice and toasty hot. So we're just gonna cook a few things on the grate, and then, like I said, we can jump in the truck and assemble the meal from there and eat it with the truck lights on. So I'll see you guys when we're ready to start putting some different food on. All right, so we've gone through a few beverages. We got the fire down pretty decent. So we're gonna go into the cooler, grab what we're gonna cook on the fire. And I think at this point, we're just gonna use the external light, eat at the picnic table, just because it's gonna be far easier than doing that. But let me go grab a few things from the camp box, grab some stuff out of the cooler, and then I will come back out here and I will show you the two things that we're gonna cook over the fire. Then we have a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to add to them. All right, in here we're going to need these guys, and we got a pocket knife, so that'll work. Jump into the cooler and grab a few things. Look at that cooler, nice little night light in it. So we got some bacon and some hot dogs. Nope, yeah, throw it right in the dirt because that gives it flavor. Well, let me turn this off. Always forget about that. So tonight's dinner is gonna be a loaded hot dog. So we got a whole bunch of other stuff that we're gonna throw onto the hot dog, but I mean, you gotta have bacon. Bacon does make everything better. And because that grate's been on the fire, it's hot, I don't even care. We're just gonna throw the bacon right on top of that grate. Let the comments begin of, oh, that's disgusting. Yeah. It's bacon, man. Ain't nothing disgusting about bacon. I used to eat Spam off a rock when I was a kid camping. So we're gonna let that bacon, I'm gonna go grab a Ziploc bag, throw this bacon in there. We're gonna get that nice and crispy. Probably ain't gonna take long because the flames are coming up and eating at it. That bacon's cooking really fast, so we're gonna throw some wiener dogs on there too. So we're just throw a couple hot dogs over here. Flip the bacon so we don't lose it. Bacon flames, it's gonna be crispy. We get our Nathan's hot dogs on there. I'm gonna throw these back in the grill. Or back in the cooler, back in the grill. Listen to me. Hey, I stepped on my tongs. Yow, it's hot. It's almost like it's a flame. Probably could let the cold, well, see, I got that light on again. See, you guys should tell me. Say, hey, dummy, turn your light off. Probably should have let it burn down to a little more coals, but to be honest with you, I'm hungry, man. That's perfect. Nice crispy charcoal bacon. Oh yeah, that piece has gotta go. That piece has gotta go over there. That piece is probably good too. I'm pretty impressed that I haven't lost any of the bacon yet. I'm gonna put the bacon just right over here on this plate. And the hot dogs aren't gonna be far behind it. Quite honestly, they're almost done too, man. All right, so far we got some crispy bacon and some hot dogs. All right, so we have a bunch of green onions. Who doesn't love a green onion on a hot dog? So we're gonna take a couple of those bad boys out, cut the hairy ends off, and just slice them up. All right, we're just gonna do these one at a time. So we got a hot dog bun, obviously, main course of everything. We're gonna put a couple slices of the crispy bacon inside the hot dog bun, first layer. Then we have some, you probably can't read that, but it's Creole mustard. We're gonna slather a whole big hopping of that down the center of it. Place in our hot dog. Take about half of the green onion, throw that on there. Then we have a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese. Sprinkle some of that on there. And then to top it all off, we got a little bit of creamy coleslaw. Open that bad boy up. We'll spoon on a healthy amount of creamy coleslaw. And then we have some smoky barbecue Lay's potato chips. Throw a handful of those down. All right, guys, there we have it. Loaded hot dogs for dinner. Luckily, I have a big mouth. Oh, man, unbelievable. Get that coleslaw down in there so it doesn't pop out and fall in my lap. That could be the best hot dog I've ever had. Once again, I forgot a napkin or a paper towel. We know that Nathan's is my favorite hot dog. And throw a little bit of bacon on there. I probably would put a little bit more of the Creole mustard on there in the next one, just to give it a little more zing. Cut it with the coleslaw and you get the onion. Oh, it's wonderful. So everything cooked a little faster than I anticipated. If I could have done one thing differently, I would have toasted my buns. A toasted bun is the way to always go. All right, second dog, same thing. Couple slices of bacon in there. Actually, we're gonna do 1.5 slices because I'm gonna eat the other. Our Nathan's hot dog. Let's put some good helping of the old Creole mustard in there. The remaining green onion, sprinkle that on there. I love green onion. A little bit of shredded cheddar. And with our room we have left, some coleslaw. All right, dog number 2. I threw a few more sticks of wood on the fire, so that's raging in the background. It's just as good as the first one. All right, last bite. That's the first time I've ever had Creole mustard, but I saw online that it's a must-have for a loaded hot dog, and it didn't disappoint. If you watched the chili dog video that was posted a few videos ago, I learned my lesson. 2 hot dogs, that's it. And they were just chili dogs. They weren't loaded hot dogs, so these were a little bit beefier, excuse me. Ooh, oh, that was perfect. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up. I'm gonna go over and sit by the fire. It's 6:30 at night, but I'm completely exhausted from the drive. And the little hike that we did to see the waterfalls and the mound area and that stuff, which was good to stretch my legs after driving that long, but I'm just really exhausted. So I'm gonna finish this beer and then I'll see you guys when I hop into the truck. There's no power yet at the park, so that kind of sucks. Put you down over here where you can see what's happening. What's happening? Hoodie off because it's hot in here. I'm gonna have to open up windows before I go to bed for Rizzle. Put that down there because it's hot. It's warm in here. I'm gonna set an alarm for, I don't know, 7:30ish or so. I don't want to get up too early. I'm tired, guys. What a long day. Anyway, I'm gonna get changed into my jammies. And I'm not even gonna watch any YouTube videos or anything. I'm just going to bed. So I will see you guys in the morning. Peace. Oh, it's chilly in here. Yeah, I'm gonna put my hoodie on. Oh. I slept great last night. Good morning, fellas. 100%. Looks like the power came back on. That's great. Everything got charged up. It is 7:06. I can turn my alarms off. I set my alarm for 7:30 just in case I didn't wake up, but whew, I was exhausted, man. It wasn't long after I got in here that I went to bed, and I can tell you, I didn't get out the iPad or watch any YouTube at all last night. I just went and crashed, man. Oh my goodness. I feel pretty good this morning. I don't know if I want to drive 7.5 more hours, but don't really have a choice. Let me see what the weather is outside. A lot of birds chirping. 41 degrees. I'm gonna turn this heater on here for a little bit and maybe get that warmed up in here. So I apologize for the noise of the fan, but just chilly. I'm just gonna put my hoodie on. I gotta jump out of the truck because my coffee cup's inside the cab. And my body doesn't seem to want to wake up here today. So, took care of our morning business. Went to the bathroom, brushed my teethies, and got my Stanley coffee cup. So I'm just gonna make some coffee real quick, grab some breakfast, and then I think we're gonna shut down. For breakfast, I have a keto strawberry little yogurt and some keto granola. And then, whoa, hey, look at that. Knocked her right out of her case. Plenty warm, I think. Let me see. I think we'll go with the blonde roast. Today we'll have the blonde roast. I'm almost out of blonde roast. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. It's morning time, man. I don't like to put flavored stuff into my JetBoil. So I think we usually do about 3 of these.
That one's almost gone. I think we're gonna have ourselves a little pecan delight. We're gonna call it good. Oh, it's hard. I can't even bite into it. So I'm gonna get everything in here organized and set for travel mode. Jump outside, we'll break down camp real quick, and then get on the road, jet to the new location. Whew. Alright, just about everything's organized on the front. It's actually not that bad out. 43. Feels warmer than 43 out here right now, but we're gonna put the hoodie on. No sense of Chivravian. Alright. Let me get this tent taken down so we can see what we're doing for the rest of the stuff. Stick. I gotta shut this window. Turn the lights off. We don't need the lights anymore. The cooler back to its 12 volt instead of the AC adapter for the next leg of our journey. Slid in here past everything. Boy, that just fits.